Hey dog. Another Forest vlog coming at you. My engagement story. I met Carly right before the pandemic, about a month before, on Hinge. Up until that point, I was set on being single the rest of my life and just being a bachelor. I was 29. I'd never had a relationship more than 3 or 4 months. They weren't even relationships, more like flings, like service level. I guess I finally reached like an emotional maturity thing, maybe. I don't know. Or I just finally met the right one. But yeah, I remember seeing Carly's picture on Hinge and getting like a feeling, like this subconscious feeling of like potential. She just seemed really down to earth. I remember we messaged on Hinge and we made plans to get drinks like the next week, and the night before the date she called me, and I thought that was really, I was like impressed by that because that never happens. And I picked up and we talked for like 2 or 3 minutes. She was kind of like getting a feel for the kind of guy I was, I guess, before wasting her time. I remember she was like, "Hi, so what do you do?" And I was like, "I'm a YouTuber. I do these one-on-one interviews." At the time I was doing the chattings, which I still plan to get back into. It's taking a second here. And she's like, "And you make a living from that?" Like she was like, it was like a job interview in a way. Like she was in control of the conversation. And I was really impressed by that. That was like all these white flags, like, oh wow, this girl's really confident or whatever. Anyway, I guess I passed her test because she met up with me the next day and we had a great date. We had a lot of fun. Talked a bunch about, I don't even remember what we talked about. It's all kind of a blur. We were drinking a bit. We went to Harvard and Stone on Hollywood Boulevard. That's where I first saw her. She walked in. Anyway, 3 or 4 days later, she texted me first, which was another, like, what's the opposite of a red flag? A white flag? A green flag. So that was another green flag. Like, all right, initiative. All right. Our second day was on Valentine's Day, 2020, and we saw a movie. Pandemic was, getting started there. Then our third date was we went to the beach and I lost my wallet and a lot of fun times. So then the pandemic hit. It got like real serious around March 14th or something. I remember we went to the US Bank building, tried out the little slide on the top of there, which is bullshit. It's like 8 feet long. And yeah, we have a picture there. I remember that's when like the news like started to break out, like, oh, NBA shut down and I don't know, this and this and this, and yeah, all these businesses weren't opening the next day, and so it was kind of like a hectic, like, whoa, what's going on? Do you guys remember that time? Like that was insane. Yeah, there's all this news of the lockdown. I remember like thinking that it was like the end of times, like, but at least I had this girl that I just met. And we got like a bunch of cans of soup from my apartment in West Hollywood, and then we went up to her apartment up in Sherman Oaks, and I got my toothbrush and everything, and I just stayed there for like 2 solid weeks. That was like the thick of the lockdown, and it was a lot of fun. We got to know each other real quick. 3 or 4 months later, she finally was like, "Did you delete your Hinge app?" And I said, "Yeah." She's like, "Does that mean I'm your girlfriend?" And I said, "Yeah." And that's how we like became official. And then after the summer, everyone's behind on rent and trying to save money and scrambling in LA, and everyone hates LA and all the businesses are getting shut down. And so we decided to move in together. She moved into my place because her lease was already up and it was just easier. So then we were in West Hollywood for the end of the lease 5 months later, and then we went on that little excursion to Georgia where we lived in this Airbnb for 2 months. It was a fun adventure. She had fun. Like she'll tell you now that it wasn't fun, but I think we had a lot of fun. There was no Wi-Fi, so I would like drive 20 minutes to the Walmart, you know, out of the wilderness, and I would download Seinfeld or something and bring it back, and we'd play it on my laptop in the thing. And then after that, we were in Norfolk, Virginia.
You wake up after a few years thinking you're a winner, but you're not. You're a loser.
That's not it. Why don't you tell me the truth?
What are you putting me through here, Carly?
I want the truth, damn it.
At another Airbnb for 2 months, and you know, we saved a bunch of money, and then after the summer we chose Nashville because the rent was cheap when I looked at it, but we wanted at least a state that didn't have income tax. Now we've been here for 3 years, and there's always something. After 4.5 years of dating, I decided to pop the question. I got the ring, and I was planning on just going on a hike just at the top of a mountain or something and do it there. And I had the ring hidden in the like closet where all the suitcases were, and we were getting ready to go on vacation upstate. So she was going to get her suitcase, and I was like, no, don't go back there. And she's like, why? And I was like, I'll just once, and I went and got the bag. It was like a paper bag with the ring in it, and she's like, what's in there? And she kept trying to get it from me, you know, and she's like, what is it? What is it? And I figured at that moment it would be the most surprising. And I wanted to see the look on her face if I just did it right there. Which, so yeah, it wasn't like really romantic. But so I finally just, you know, after her trying to get it from me for like a minute, I just took it out, and I walked up to her, and I opened it, and she's like, what? What is that? And I said, I want to grow old with you. Will you marry me? And she was like, what? Are you joking? Or, you know, she was like in disbelief. And she was just in shock. And then I remember, oh yeah, I'm supposed to get on my knee, and I like quickly got on my knee. It was just kind of fumbled a little bit. And then we hugged, and I was like, will you marry me? And she's like, yeah. And then it like took her like a minute to process it. Then she got teary-eyed, and she called her family and stuff. And then I was also like kind of scared, and I wanted to like get all the pressure out of the way before going on vacation. And then we embarked on our 15-hour drive with the dogs to upstate New York for a week at the lake. So yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, goats, please tell that like button to kick rocks. Kick rocks. LAHWF.com.
I wrote you every day for a year.
Trophy?
It wasn't over. It still isn't over.
You got no, like still isn't over.
Why?
You gotta